So what's the real difference between amateur golfers and professionals? My hands are only moving this far and the club head's moving that far. What that means is if I'm getting to this position here and then I release it effectively, and my hands have only moved this far, but the club head's moved so much, we've got tremendous speed.
Now, coming up, we're going to have a look at a couple of the hidden moves to effortless speed and power. A couple of moves that you have not seen before that improves everybody's ball striking immediately. It really is fascinating when we look at the levels and we look at the hand and wrist motion progressively break down. The question is, what level are you at? Now, getting to the next level is not that difficult when you know how to do it. So guys, the hinge and unhinge method is the easiest and simplest way for amateur golfers to improve their all-round ball striking and effortless speed. Hinge and unhinge. First off, we're looking at the hinge, and then I'm going to take you onto the unhinge move later on the video to release this club head like you never have before.
Do this for me. Get your trail wrist, get your right wrist. Do it right now. Break it back on itself until you see all these creases in the back of your right wrist. This is where we want to get to. Now the left wrist, I want you to bend your left wrist until it's also at 45 degrees. We got this type of shape. Now when we got 45 degrees here and we got 45 degrees here, we've not only got speed at impact, but we've also starting to develop shaft lean. We can let this go and move up into one of the major checkpoints in the swing.
So guys, the averages of movement, how close are you to the average of the PGA Tour player? Now have a look when I draw a line down here from the back of that right wrist where it lands in relationship to the golf ball in between the ball and the feet, right? Setting up this angle is a speed accumulator. It helps control the club head, the shaft plane, the low point. And when you release this angle, you're going to create so much effortless speed and power. When amateurs understand this move, when amateurs start to work on this move and feel this move, it opens up a door and takes their ball striking to a completely different level. So guys, setting up this 45-degree angle here, really interesting visual effect, bullseye pointed down and away. If I was to open up my fingers on my trail hand there, the palm would be pointed more towards the camera. Okay, this is an important part to notice. This club face positioning is essential. The wrist alignments not only controls the path, the low point, but it also controls your body's movements. It's really essential that amateurs understand the hands and the wrists, these creases of the trail hand and that club face position.
So people, obviously you can hear that sound, right? Now, my trail wrist there is in a 45-degree angle. This right wrist angle is amazing, and this trail wrist now, Hack Motion have done it. They've got the trail wrist angle, and we can get in there and have a look and feel and get feedback where these great players really are. Have a look at this. Right, up to the top, 47, 48 degrees. I'll just hold that coming down. Right, now when I lose this angle, in about 20 degrees, 25, we bring it back, and there's the hitting zone, and you can get a really good feel there. Now, this position, when we're bringing this, what we're seeing with so many people is they're losing their angles here. Once we have this hitting zone, this position here, we have to learn to release it. And it's the release, getting the club to release past the body, that's going to help us. We're going to get our angles here correct. We're going to get the shaft lean, but we're going to get rid of these angles and get some flow, get some feel, get some movement in your swing.
So before we have a look at some awesome drills, let's have a quick listen to what Fred Couples has to say.
But when I say release, I don't hold on this way. Otherwise, you're going to hit it a mile to the right. So if you can learn to clear your hips a little bit and let the club go down the line and release it towards the ball, not back here where you're doing this. So there's a point where I think about once I make contact, then I feel like I'm releasing the club. So it'll be what I call past the ball. So once again for me, I get the club back, and once I come down here, I'm clearing, and my point of release is actually at the ball, not back here. You're holding your angle. Once I get here, I go at it with pretty much, it doesn't look like it, but I go at it with everything I have.
So people, effortless power, effortless speed, and fluidity of motion. Have a look at the creases of the lead hand there from Fred Couples through the golf ball. Guys, this is a new beginning for so many people out there. A more efficient and effective way to swing the golf club, speed and compression. Guys, we know what the wrists are doing, right? We've got the data, we've got the facts, you've got to follow the good stuff, and this is what the great players are doing. This is all part of the new series on WorldClassGolf.com called The Move of Millions. Now, we've got a couple of major checkpoints Let's go through these now in the next couple of clips. One awesome drill at the end. The major checkpoints to get your swings in a new place and a new beginning.
Now this is what I want. You see that move there? See how I've got my hands? Now Adam Scott here next to me on the right of the screen here. You can see the same position. Now what we're going to do, so that you understand, we're going to build it up. It's like a whip, right? We're going to build this thing up, bring in some big angles and let this thing go. Right, so this is how we get the speed and the shafting, and your body's going to follow some of these positions. Just a half swing. Let's have a look. I know that everyone's not using a hack motion. I love to do the drill with hack motion, but not everyone's going to buy it, I understand that. So let's have a look how you can use it without hack motion. Now, through the golf ball, have a look at this position here. Right wrist flex, lead wrist here. You're still seeing a lot of this arm. Okay. Now last week we spoke about shifting and lifting. Shifting and lifting, this really complements at this trail wrist here. So once you've collected or gathered or created a feel, I want you then to come back and just free it up. Keep it really soft, right? It's not going to be a big swing here, and then move through the golf ball and then stop. And you can see my wrist position there. Right? You can see I hit that really, really nice. It had a lot of angle, a lot of compression, and it had a lot of speed. Once again, create this position, move through the golf ball. I really want your wrists here to touch a little bit at the end of your swing. Build up your angles. You're going to release this club head past the ball. Like Fred Couple says, past the ball. Get that feel, come back, and then give it a hit once again. Let's have a look as we move through the golf ball. Have a look where that grip's pointed up. Now, here's the drill. This is what we're going to do. Tee up 3 golf balls. Move back, through, get a feeling. See that grip pointed up. Amateur golfers, every one of you guys are around this position here.
So people, the major checkpoint through the golf ball, and as easy as this might look, 99% of you won't get this right the first time, unfortunately. Getting the end of the grip to point to the target before the hands get behind the head. Amateur golfers just can't get this right with the wooden style release, getting their bodies in an awkward position, not creating effortless speed, not creating effortless power, and unable to build up those angles in the downswing.
The club's almost swinging you, and you've got to learn to get this club head to travel faster, and this is one of the major checkpoints, really overlooked, probably seems too basic, too easy for a lot of people out there. Let's have a look into the end position, grip pointed up, swing back, swing through. Now we're just going to pick them off. You can tee them up quite high like I have here and just make it nice and smooth, then move through the golf ball. Now you can see where my wrists are, the end of my grip's pointed. Now that club or the hands are not behind the head. It's pointed up. Swing back, swing through. Get that feeling. Take it nice and smooth as you move back. And it's just picking those off. Now those golf balls are moving, they're going an absolute mile, but the swing is actually quite easy, but there's a lot of club head speed. This is, people, a great checkpoint. Keep it nice and soft in your hands and your wrists, and just pick those balls off the tee and get that grip to point up. This is reverse engineering. This is called front end therapy.
So people, before and after. I have this gentleman now from a handicap of around 20 down to a handicap of 8. Let's have a look at the first swing that I saw from him. Very wide downswing, losing angles. Club scraping along the ground, no shaft lean at impact, and really a very stiff to wooden style release. And we see that lead arm now looking a bit funky, breaking down, and really a swing that never finished, like a pretty flexible dude. Have a look at that. But just really stiff, was hitting it short. And so what we've done is, have a look at this drill on the right here in full speed. We start from there, whipping the club back and through, creating really just incredible sensations. And when we get up to the top, have a look what this drill does. Now there's no chance, there's no way a normal golfer will hit these positions. Look at these angles coming down. Right, club under the chin here, shaft leans through the golf ball. Now that is an effortless swing. All right, that is compact, that's together, and the grip is now pointed here. Have a look at this through the golf ball before. Like, you can't compare it. Now if you do this motion, this desired movement before you hit a shot, and you get in there, and you hit a ball, it's all fresh, right? The feeling's there. And all of a sudden we start to get positions that are just so much better than the older swing. And through time you improve, right? You get into impact, you have more sharpening. Look how the hands are moving now much more effectively. And we're getting in now, that's starting to look like an effortless swing. And this is what we call front end therapy. If you move your hands and wrists dynamically, the body follows. The chain reaction is massive. You're just given so many positions. Let's have a look at this. This is a gentleman with a slightly higher handicap here. He's hitting a golf ball on the right, and this is the front end therapy drill on the left. Let's have a look as he swings back. And we're going to see the right arm stay really connected here. The right leg, look how free that looks through the golf ball. All right. The right leg moving through. And we'll stop it there. Now, have a look with the golf ball. Right arm further away, disconnected. And we get into impact through the ball. Look how we don't have the right side bend. See his legs, how they're closing up more on the left into here. All right, we see the left wrist. See how the left wrist is in an extended position now. And this is more of a wooden style stiff release. And the body's looking a bit awkward, not an effortless motion. And here we're getting the end of the grip to point up before the hands get behind the head. The right leg moving freely. And what a great way to practice. Using that drill before you hit a golf ball.
Have a look at this for a really interesting exercise here to create not just great wrist and hand awareness, but also some really good tilts and turns here in your body. Get your hands together like this. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move the lead wrist into a bowed or a flexed position on the way back. Okay, deliberately exaggerate it a little bit. All right, so the right wrist is going to be in an extended position. We're going to get down past impact here, and then the lead wrist is going to move into a flexed position, and the right wrist, or the lead wrist is going to move into an extended position, and the right wrist into a flexed position. Once again, up to the top, bow that lead wrist, cup the lead wrist. Right wrist extends, right wrist flex, right? Now, when you get the idea of how that works, you can speed it up a little bit. Right, you'll get a feeling of moving. Now what it does is it really helps your tilts in both directions. Okay. The other move you can add to that is sliding up the right hand up the left arm, and then the left arm up the right hand. Okay. And you can get a movement of sliding your hands in both directions, but we're not flipping it. It's just supplying you with some feels, and you start to understand that your right wrist can move like this and your left wrist can move like this, and we get that perfect timing at the bottom. This golf swing's got some timing in it, right? It's just the way it goes. You're going to have to get that timing. You can't body release it or whatever it is people are trying to do.
Voted Best Swing Analysis and Best Online Instruction by several independent surveys. World Class Golf Instruction is transforming thousands of golfers at every skill level. Do not miss out. This video platform has over 1,400 videos and 85 separate masterclass series. The most structured and detailed video platform ever created. Improving golfers on average between 4 and 11 shots. Join the chat room and join the community of World Class Golf Instruction. This is golf instruction that you've never seen before. The proven PGA corridors, factual evidence-based material. Unleash your true potential with the cutting-edge swing analysis technology. Experience the thrill of progress with the state-of-the-art practice programs and specialized golf fitness plans. Best information available.